Yo, yo, welcome to Trippy Commentaries in our WWE Raw reactions following up the 2014 edition of Hell in a Cell, which was completely epic. Really enjoyed that one, guys. Yeah. I'm RJ, joined up with FPS Kyle.
Yo, what up?
Now, K-Mac, you actually were here at Trippy Com's HQ for, of course, Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
You didn't get to stick around for our recap. What did you think of the night? I thought it was one of the best pay-per-views of the year, and Bray Wyatt making that comeback. Man, I should have seen it coming, but it was crazy how it happened.
It was awesome, man. It was great how it started off. You know, Ambrose going to the very top of the cage there and starting off on the top of the cage, and that was dangerous. I mean, any of those guys could have taken a wrong step, fell off that. It could have been a bad night.
Yeah.
But they pulled it off to perfection. It was great, man. I mean, yeah, we could talk about that for days, but let's talk about Monday Night Raw.
For sure. Well, one quick question, man. That hologram was pretty crazy. The Sister Abigail... Man. Hologram in the middle of the ring, of course, with the Hell in a Cell around it. Bray Wyatt ominously appearing. That was pretty cool, man. That was a nice special effect, and I feel like the WWE's pulled off some special effects, and they've kind of looked cheesy in the past. This one was movie quality.
That was amazing, but it was a great way for them, because we were talking about this before, I know a while back, was what are they going to do with Bray Wyatt? Like, we want to see something here, and this is a great way to really tie him, bring him back into the fold. Him against Ambrose, that's going to be great. Both the crazy guys. I mean,
oh man.
But I'm kind of still a little confused about it because I mean he's kind of portraying him as being the same, but he just wants to destroy him. So, or he wants to mind fuck him or whatever he wants to do. I mean.
This is the best thing that could have happened in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, we'll definitely get into it as the events transpired tonight. But Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose are two of the best things going in the WWE right now.
Especially with Roman Reigns out right now.
And now you have the collision course. We'll see what happens with Seth Rollins, who had a fight with John Cena tonight. So we know that this man right here, Bray Wyatt, doing these creepy, fucked up things, going against Dean Ambrose. Who can take it, man? I think he can take it. But Seth Rollins, that leaves him, Mr. Money in the Bank, waiting for that championship match. But how's he going to pull this off? Let's go ahead and get into let's get into this night's Raw and see if anything happened that changed up all of the feuds and everything that's really going on in the current state of the WWE. Whatever Triple H says goes nowadays, man, and he
tries.
He's crazy, and we'll be honest, we have some harsh words for what happened at the end of the night.
Yes.
I know some people were a fan of the ending of tonight's Raw. We were a little confused, but we will get to that soon enough. First of all, we had the Authority starting off the night, you know, and this was pretty cool because Triple H was talking up definitely Randy Orton, but he was also talking it up Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins came out, Randy Orton came out. This was actually a segment that worked quite a bit, but it turned out that Randy Orton blamed Seth Rollins for him losing to John Cena because of the curb stomp that he received a couple weeks back. So that was lame. I mean, come on. That's really what you're going to blame it on. Nonetheless, Randy Orton came off very impressive here, and he's starting to turn into perhaps a good guy because what happened, FPS Kyle, is he hit Rollins
pushes Triple H out of the way and hits him with the RKO. We were just saying, you know, last night at Hell in a Cell, he can pull an RKO off anywhere, anytime. You gotta love the signature move there by him, and yeah, it goes crazy, man, and starts unleashing on Rollins. Actually, Rollins was unconscious at that point, just laying there.
Now, let me tell you what my theory is here. Let me see if you feel me on this one.
All right.
We, in fact, just yesterday on our Hell in a Cell recap, we were talking about how Randy Orton would be perfect to face off with Brock Lesnar. But it couldn't really happen because they are both heels. They're both bad guys here in wrestling.
Yeah.
So it really can't happen to where they'd face off with one another because it wouldn't get that much hype. People wouldn't care as much.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, with Randy Orton attacking really the rest of the Authority, turning his back on the Authority, kind of makes him a good guy, maybe lining up for a potential matchup with Brock Lesnar. What do you think? Do you think that could be
in
the works?
I think he's not even going good guy. I think he's going like lone wolf. Like
lone wolf villain.
He's going against authority, but he's like, "Fuck you, John Cena. I'm not gonna be buddy with you." So he's gonna kind of play the fence on that aspect, and then that sets him up to be able to go against Lesnar or go against John Cena again. So,
oh God, I hope not, man. Fuck that. We've seen that so many times.
You know it's gonna happen.
But I could see Randy Orton going against if not Brock Lesnar. Dean Ambrose, that would be a great feud. If Randy Orton continues this impressive, not only in ring but out of ring style here, where he's starting to get kind of an edge, like he really wants to kick people's ass bad.
Yeah, and
that is going to make him a good guy to face off with some of these big time superstars that need wins. Because let's face it, Randy Orton's not going to really win. He's not going to win. He's just going to give them a run for their money.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and move on, as we had an interesting team chemistry situation here. Mark Henry and the Big Show faced off with Gold and Stardust, who have the tag team championships. Now this was kind of funny because if you listen to our Hell in a Cell recap, we had two predictions.
The preview, right?
No, this was the recap that we filmed last night. Yeah. Basically, I thought that Mark Henry and the Big Show would have a shot at the title against Golden Stardust soon. And Matt, of course, Raspo, and Retro Brett were both like, no, RJ. These guys are going to have serious team chemistry issues, and it's going to go downhill quick. Sure enough, tonight they have the tag team championship matchup already. So I was right, but in the middle of the match, team chemistry issues come up
the window.
And they come up bad. I'll let you explain kind of what went down after the match because it got brutal.
It did.
But before that, basically, Mark Henry came in, hit the world's strongest slam on Big Show, and then rolled Goldust over in the ultimate form of embarrassment. Just to say that's how much he doesn't give a fuck and how much he doesn't want to win.
Stardust. Yeah. Stardust with the pin.
Yeah. So exactly. So basically the Kooks there, ambiguously gay duo, they hold on to the tag team championships.
Whatever.
And unfortunately, Mark Henry and Big Show will not be receiving it. And Mark Henry took it further.
Yeah, well, I got to give props actually to Retro and to Raspo, because even before we watched Hell in a Cell, they were already kind of predicting that. They're like,
they have been for sure.
So and then they saw, last night you kind of saw Mark Henry's kind of looking back at him like, man, what the fuck, like, I'm sick of this motherfucker, and showed it tonight. Hit him
pretty
with
funny.
3 slams, then the
devastating,
big slash. So
completely brutal. And this is not the first time we've seen these guys face off with one another in a feud. So it looks like we'll have a reboot here. And who's your early favorite here? Mark Henry versus Big Show. This is a battle of titans.
I like Mark Henry. I think he's over Big Show shit, and he's kind of taking it really personal by now. And
you're right.
I think he's going to really bring it to him.
This is an intriguing rivalry here, and I'm actually excited to see where they take it.
Yeah.
Now, we did have... actually, John Cena come out, gave his standard promo, which I feel like is always pretty cool. I'm a fan of him.
He's pretty much directing everything at Lesnar now from here going forward. Like,
interesting. Well, here's the thing: the Authority tried to get John Cena on their side.
Stephanie McMahon did.
Stephanie McMahon, of course, a representative, one of the main
She thought she could do it. Triple H is like, I told you so. Like, it ain't gonna happen.
So basically, they're trying to get John Cena to, go to the dark side.
Right.
What did you think about that?
I mean, obviously they're going to do that. I saw that coming. I said eventually they're going to try to beg him to come in. But
it probably would have been a good move.
John Cena's like, no, hell no. So
yeah, no.
It's just widening the gap between the two.
Yeah, I mean, basically they tried to say that if he joins the Authority, that might give him the leg up in that Lesnar match, because he's got the backing of probably the most powerful members of the WWE, of course. I mean, Triple H controls what the hell's going on here. Cena, like you said, he refused. But because of that, they said that it's now Team Authority versus Team Cena. Could Team Cena get anybody? That's something I was highly questioning because really he doesn't have too many friends back there at all.
No.
On as far as the characters are concerned in the ring. Dean Ambrose, that really wasn't working out. They were teamed up, but they didn't like each other.
Yeah, Ambrose is too crazy for John Cena.
Yeah, that's true. But the person that John Cena did find, and it really is a perfect teaming up.
It's about the only person I can think of to match up with him well.
Yeah, you're right. FPS Kyle, and we're talking about Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
They're both very good guys.
Fan favorites.
The cool thing is they're completely different styles, so that's something we like to see in our tag team, matchups here. And basically, they shook hands. Now, what happened was Kane noticed this. Obviously, said, "Hey, man, you're on Cena's side. This can't go down.
You gotta cut this shit out."
So he personally set up a match with Dolph. So you had Kane versus Dolph later on that night. Now, Ziggler was able to vanquish Kane, so he did defeat Kane. This is an impressive win for Ziggler. I know Kane doesn't have too many wins as of late, but nonetheless, he's a big guy, a lot of history.
Yeah, I feel they had to do that to really, legit, make Team Cena legit, really put it over, defeat somebody from the Authority already.
Definitely. But, of course, what we expected here, the whole match, was that someone else in the Authority was going to come out and try to mess up this whole situation for Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
But Cena basically came out to fend off Rollins because Seth Rollins came out, tried to take him out.
Yep.
Cena, just kind of got him out of the way enough for Seth Rollins to get the impressive win over Kane and
Ziggler.
Yeah, of course, my bad. Ziggler, which it's funny, I always confuse those guys' names because they're a little bit similar, except Rollins is so impressive. It's almost like he's like Ziggler on steroids at this point.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Dolph Ziggler gets the impressive win over Kane, which means he's still around to help Cena if he needs his help because, as we know, Ziggler's really the only person willing to help Cena at this point. In this, lead it up to, of course, the main event, which was Seth Rollins versus John Cena. Now, this was a big event here. The return of Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose, the last we saw him, he was victim to the Sister Abigail by Bray Wyatt. Just to recap the final event of Hell in a Cell, it looked like Dean Ambrose was going to take out Seth Rollins. I mean, he really put a punishment on Seth Rollins. Later on tonight, we saw Rollins actually wrapped up. So
it was pretty much, all he had to do was pin him. It was,
Oh, he was going to get it, and that was a brutal matchup there.
Yep.
Lights went out, some gibberish started playing. Next thing you know there's a hologram with smoke in the middle of the ring. Dean Ambrose looks like a deer in headlights, and then we had Bray Wyatt show up, take him out
upside down, dude.
Really creepy stuff, man. He hits him with the Sister Abigail. For those of you who aren't too familiar with the move, everybody should be at this point. It's a devastating move that includes this guy right here, this creepy motherfucker, actually kissing the
forehead,
the fighter. Yeah, so that's crazy stuff. Dean Ambrose fell victim. So we had the return of Dean Ambrose tonight. After that, I was really interested to hear what his personality was going to be. Was it going to be shot, or was he going to still be confident in his craziness?
Yeah.
Even though he might have been outdone by someone even crazier, as you kind of mentioned earlier. There's similar styles, but Bray Wyatt, man, he's one of a kind.
He was definitely pissed when he came out, and he wants Bray Wyatt. He's definitely felt like he was blindsided.
No doubt. So basically, he had this face-off with Cesaro. We were really looking forward to this match. This is a battle of really competitive and impressive fighters in the WWE. So, as you can imagine, going into the break, we're looking forward to a Cesaro versus Dean Ambrose matchup. Didn't really happen because Ambrose was just so worried about Wyatt. He didn't care so much about Cesaro. He just wanted to get his 2 cents out there that, hey, this ain't right about Wyatt. What the hell, man? Come on now.
Pretty much called him out. I said, where you at? I'm out here. Come out.
But sure enough, he did charge at Cesaro. For some reason, Cesaro was acting like a chicken shit and running left and right. Dean Ambrose caught him, was giving him the beatdown.
Microphone beatdown.
And then, FPS Kyle, Dean Ambrose just simply let Cesaro kind of get away and then go back to trying to focus on Bray Wyatt. Everything went black again. Bray Wyatt showed up on the big screen, had a crazy message to give old Dean Ambrose there. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. This is about to go into overdrive. This is the best thing going on in the WWE. This rivalry is amazing. I cannot wait to see the matches that are going to come. And we here at Trippy Commentaries are huge fans of what's about to transpire. I can't even put it into words. I think this is the best thing the wrestling has going, and it's going to be big going into the Royal Rumble. That's how long it's going to last.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they take this storyline, what direction they're going to take with it. They're gonna make it to where they're just keep fighting against each other, and that's how it's just going to keep being, or they're going to make it where it's going to kind of flip to where somehow Wyatt gets Ambrose to kind of join the Wyatt group of crazy motherfuckers.
You think that could happen?
I mean, I think Ambrose is kind of,
Look at these guys. You can see a spot in the middle right there for Ambrose to fit
Ambrose
perfectly.
he is mentally unstable. Someone like Bray Wyatt's going to mind fuck him to the point of he's going to be like following everything Bray Wyatt says, and
lunatic fringe.
And then maybe they make their assault on the Authority. But
what
you think is right now is that Bray Wyatt is working with the Authority.
Well, I don't think that, but apparently we have
seen that way last night.
We have our Trippy Commentaries squad members, Retro Brett and Raspo, are convinced that Bray Wyatt is working for the Authority.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But the thing is, I mean,
I think it's
how could Bray Wyatt be contained by anybody?
No, it can't be.
Maybe he's playing them like puppets, possibly. But this, like I said, this is the tip of the iceberg. We're really looking forward to what's going to happen here with this rivalry. This is the best news we could have possibly gotten here.
The show was going so good.
Yeah,
so good to this point. And
absolutely. You're alluding to the main event that we're about to get into. Which, well, here's the thing, Kyle. The main event itself was good.
Solid, yeah.
It was just the predictability. The whole time we knew that someone was going to come out, most likely Kane. The camera played a trick on us, and sure enough, Kane was in the ring with the DQ. And so that's normal stuff. We expected that to happen. But what I don't get is you had, and by the way, I should mention that even though Kane came out, Ziggler did come out to return the favor.
Try to help Cena.
Perhaps part of Team Cena now, did return the favor, help Cena out big time. But it didn't matter because you had the Authority come out with every freaking wrestler on the staff.
Yes, every wrestler.
They all went out. And it just a Royal Rumble broke out. You would think that, I'm sure I kind of was thinking the same thing as you.
Terrible.
You think they're going to be attacking somebody, most likely Cena and Ziggler. But no, they just basically fought with whoever was close.
We were like, well, who's good and who's bad? Like, are they... And then we just started seeing random people going at it. And then we just see people getting thrown out of the ring. And I was like... Is it a Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble broke out, man. Okay. Straight up.
And Cena wins somehow. Cena's the only one left in there.
Oh, Cena, yeah.
And then
of course.
Pulls off his whole thing at the end there with his three fingers in the air.
Oh, the Authority was scared, man. Wow. That was a terrible ending. We're going to call out the WWE, which we've done on numerous occasions. Don't like it.
I don't remember seeing Randy Orton a part of that at all.
No, not at all. Randy Orton is hanging back.
He is parting ways from the Authority?
Yeah, that's completely. The point. He's now turning into a good guy, man. It's happening right before our eyes. But because there was a lot of weird guys out in that Royal Rumble. Sheamus showed up, and that was one of the guys where it's like, what's Sheamus' stance on this? Is he really going to help out the Authority? But no, I was watching him, and he just went after Heath Slater for no reason.
Yeah, I saw Kofi Kingston on there. Like, who's he? Like,
the guys were just knocking each other out for no reason at all. Big E, he would hit Stardust and then turn around and hit Titus Young. It was just an all-out free-for-all.
I think it was an attempt to be a comedic moment, but it was like, I don't know, just not well played at all.
I mean, I guess if you like Royal Rumbles, it was cool to see. But the bottom line here, Trippy Commentaries, we just didn't think it made sense. We just wanted to make sense. Is that asking too much?
Yeah, right.
I mean, what the hell's going on?
Hey, we're all about the surprise Royal Rumbles, but... Mm-hmm. You got to have like There's got to be something there.
Got to be a rhyme and a reason for it. So maybe, okay, here's my best guess. Maybe Triple H said, hey guys, random Royal Rumble, all you get, 500 extra bucks, just run in the ring and start whooping each other's asses, and, we'll create a diversion tactic. But it didn't even work because Cena comes out as the guy on top.
Even the thing is, though, even when Cena's the only guy at the top, they're all still going at it on the sides, like after it's over.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Hey, man, for some of those guys, I guess they were just happy to be out there on TV in the main event.
Probably.
Oh, man. Thanks for joining us for this edition of our WWE Raw reactions.
Yep.
Hey, man, Hell in a Cell was freaking awesome this year. Props to WWE because they backed up Hell in a Cell with a great episode of Raw where a lot of crucial things happened in the storyline.
A lot of new stuff to definitely cover coming up.
Yeah, that's for sure. We have a lot to talk about and a lot to look forward to. We definitely have our gripe about the finale Royal Rumble just because it was random as hell, but hey, it's the WWE and we're used to seeing the randomness.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think this guy right here has a lot to do with it, Triple H. But we love him, man. Thank you guys again for joining us. I'm RJ for FPS Kyle. Make sure to stay tuned every Tuesday for our Raw reactions. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We'll bring you the best wrestling coverage here on YouTube. Drop a comment. We are fully interactable. If there's anything you want us to talk about, in the past we had someone request that we talk about CM Punk, the current state. So we did a special just for them. The Undertaker, anything you want to talk about. How about Daniel Bryan? I mean, look at this guy. He's about to get tombstone pile drive by Kane.
Jesus.
Hopefully he's back at some point.
Let's hope.
Guys, stay tuned. Until then, stay trippy.
Yep.
Concepts, potential, pathetical concepts, or objects, or foreign, like block tests,